It is definitely setting in as my normal, which is really, really nice. I don't think about it much. I go shoe shopping if I want. I go do whatever activities I want. I'm gonna do a run club with my friends soon. I don't have a fear about it anymore of like, oh man, that's gonna make my feet hurt. I probably shouldn't do that. No, I can just go and do it. My name's Breanna. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and I've pretty much been in sports my whole life, always on my feet. We first noticed the bunions when I was about 8 years old, and then I started dancing when I was about 14, 15, and that's when the pain really started to set in. And especially with ballet, you're on your toes 90% of the time. It became a little unbearable, so we went and saw Sugino for the first time, and she wanted to operate, but my growth plates hadn't closed completely yet, so she wanted to wait till I was 18. When I went to college, I was doing cheerleading, and it became too much, standing on the sidelines, cheering at games for about 4 hours, pretty much have numb feet, or they're just like shooting pains going through them, and I eventually left, quit cheer, and that's when I messaged Sugino again when I was like, hey, I'm actually free, I can do a surgery now, and so we met up, started the whole process. So in April of 23, I had my first surgery on my right foot. And then in September of 2024 is when we did the left foot.
Some benefits from the minimally invasive bunion surgery is really what it is. It's minimally invasive, where you're just making little poke holes, little nick incisions. You know, traditionally we're making almost 6-centimeter incisions going through the joint to joint. And that creates a lot of inflammation, healing problems, high risk of infection. With these little poke holes, up to 3 to 5 little poke holes, patients are walking immediately in a surgical shoe for 4 weeks. And then usually from 4 weeks to 10 weeks, they're just in their tennis shoes, walking around. But then the high impact activity then begins at 10 weeks out, once those bones are fully consolidated and healed.
Learning that it was gonna be a very minimally invasive procedure, I was gonna be on my feet still, it made me more confident and want to get it done. There was no fear in it anymore. And then after getting it done, it was like, yeah, that was nothing. I mean, right after surgery, you're walking out to the car. They actually encourage that you walk every hour just to get pressure, because that's what helps heal the bone. You're only in a boot for about a month or so, and then you're back in your shoe. I started going back to the gym and immediately was like, yeah, this was a game changer. I was able to do everything I wanted at a much higher level, and it made my life so much easier.
I'm thankful that, I could have helped her with this, and that she's feeling great and functional and doing what she loves. And that's really what I try to do for all of my patients. And with a minimally invasive approach on it, we find that we can get them there quicker.
Now I can just push through a whole workout and not have to pause for my feet. I don't have to think about my feet. I can just go into it, move my body, and not have to think, oh, is this movement gonna make my toes hurt later, is whatever. No, I can just go and do it.
So my favorite aspects of the Precision MIS bunion system is really the precision and efficiency I get in the operating room. What it does is correct several different planes, almost hands-free. Helps you dial in a little bit of correction, little by little. By having this jig available, it just recreated the ability of perfecting the alignment. And that really leads to better function along the joint, better function overall clinically and post-operatively, even at that 4-week period, once your patients are getting into their tennis shoes.
My sister got married last year. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get heels. I'm gonna be able to look cute, yes. Trying them on, it was fun just to walk around and just be like, I have no pain. I can fit into them, number one. And the styles, I could do so many different styles, which was so, so nice. I felt more confident in myself instead of just being like, oh, I gotta wear these shoes, hopefully no one notices them. No, I wanted my shoes to be noticed for once. If someone had bunions like I did, I would absolutely tell them to look into the surgery. It drastically changed my life. I'm only 20 years old, and now I won't have to worry about it for the rest of my life. I'm planning on being a nurse, and I have to be on my feet all day with that, so I wanted to make sure I was taking care of my body as soon as I could, pretty much, and knowing that you can get this surgery right at 18, it was amazing. I think everyone should look into it if they are struggling with pain. No one should live in pain, and this took it away from me.